For most of prehistory, humans lived in small tribes of around 30 to 150 people. Meanwhile, ancient humans lived through the Ice Age. Predators hunted them. Children died constantly. There were no hospitals, no police, no electricity. So, how could people living in the Stone Age possibly have had a better social life than you? The answer reveals something disturbing about modern civilization, and it starts in a world before jobs existed, before apartments, before phones, before humans were ever truly alone. Because here's the strange thing scientists discovered about prehistoric humans. For most of human evolution, being alone was almost impossible. Not emotionally, physically. A human separated from the tribe usually died, which means your brain evolved in a world where constant human connection wasn't optional. It was survival, and that ancient wiring still exists inside you right now. Even if you live alone, even if you spend your day staring at screens, even if nobody has touched your shoulder in weeks, part of your brain still thinks isolation means danger. Anthropologists believe these groups formed the foundation of all human civilization. This was the original human world, not cities, not countries, tribes. And in those tribes, humans did almost everything together. They woke up together, walked together, hunted together, cooked together, slept near each other, raised children together. Even silence was shared. Compare that to modern life. Millions of people now eat meals alone while staring at glowing rectangles. To an early human, that would have looked insane. But here's what modern humans completely misunderstand about the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. It wasn't just survival, it was intensely social. Scientists studying surviving tribal societies discovered something shocking. Ancient-style humans spend enormous amounts of time talking, not working, talking, joking, storytelling, teasing each other, laughing, sharing memories, explaining dreams, gossiping. And this may have been one of humanity's greatest evolutionary advantages because humans didn't dominate Earth by becoming the strongest species. We dominated Earth by becoming the most socially connected species. Anthropologists studying modern African tribes notice something fascinating. Children are almost never left alone. A child grows up surrounded constantly by parents, siblings, cousins, grandparents, and unrelated adults. Humans evolved in communities so socially dense that loneliness barely existed. Now compare that to modern childhood. Bedrooms, headphones, phones, social media, isolation. Humans evolved around campfires, not algorithms, and your nervous system still expects the ancient version. Now here's where the story gets crazy. Ancient humans may have had more real friendships than modern humans do today. Not followers, not coworkers, not online mutuals, actual deep relationships. Because in prehistoric life, survival depended on trust. If someone got injured, the tribe cared for them. And we know this because of archaeology. Scientists found ancient skeletons with devastating injuries that somehow healed, meaning somebody protected those people for months or years. One famous Neanderthal skeleton belonged to a man who was partially blind, severely injured, and missing teeth. Yet he survived for years alone. That would have been impossible. Someone fed him, someone stayed with him, someone cared. That changes how we see Neanderthals completely. They weren't just primitive survivors, they formed emotional bonds strong enough to keep vulnerable people alive. And humans weren't alone in the ancient world. There were Denisovans, Homo erectus, other mysterious human species we barely understand. Genetic evidence proves ancient humans even had children together. That's why millions of people still carry Denisovan DNA today. The prehistoric world wasn't empty, it was crowded with humans. Different kinds of humans, all surviving through cooperation. But the most shocking part of ancient humans' daily life wasn't hunting, it was how little privacy existed. Modern people think privacy equals freedom. Ancient humans would have seen it differently. To them, privacy meant vulnerability. In tribal societies, humans were constantly surrounded by other people, sleeping near each other, working near each other, eating near each other. Even emotional breakdowns happened publicly. You were never invisible to the tribe. If you disappeared, people noticed immediately. If you were sad, someone saw it. If you were sick, people helped. Now think about modern cities. Millions of humans packed together while barely knowing their neighbors. That would have been incomprehensible to a Homo sapiens living 20,000 years ago. And here's the terrifying part. Your brain still thinks you live in that ancient world. Scientists discovered social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. That isn't metaphorical. Your nervous system reacts to exclusion like injury. Why? Because for most of human origins, rejection from the tribe often meant death. No tribe meant no food, no warmth, no protection, no survival, which explains something strange about modern humans. Why being ignored hurts so much? Why people obsess over likes and messages? Why feeling lonely can physically hurt? Your ancient survival system is colliding with modern life, and it has no idea how to adapt. Even the structure of modern work is unnatural by prehistoric standards. For most of how ancient humans lived, work and social life were the same thing. Humans gathered food together, made tools together, walked together, told stories while working. Modern humans separate labor from community, and many people now spend 8 hours silently staring at screens beside strangers. For a species evolved around tribe-level interaction, that's biologically bizarre. But ancient humans understood something modern society forgot. Humans are not designed to experience life alone, and one of the clearest examples comes from aging. In modern society, elderly people are often isolated. Some go days without meaningful conversation. But in Stone Age life, older humans may have been among the most valuable people in the tribe. Anthropologists believe elders stored survival knowledge critical to the group. Migration routes, animal behavior, weather patterns, medicinal plants, social wisdom. This may explain why humans live so long after reproduction compared to many animals. Grandparents helped civilization survive, which means elderly humans weren't useless. They were libraries, living memory, and tribes protected them because survival depended on their knowledge. Now here's the question nobody wants to ask. If humans evolved for constant social connection, what happens when you remove it? Modern rates of depression, anxiety, and loneliness continue rising across the world, and researchers keep finding the same pattern. Humans can survive isolation, but they don't function well in it. Your brain expects tribe-level belonging, real eye contact, real touch, real shared experiences. Not endless passive entertainment, not scrolling, not digital substitutes, real humans. That feeling modern people describe as emptiness might simply be ancient biology searching for tribe. Even the most isolated groups today, including regions near North Sentinel Island, still organize life around constant social connection, because connection may be one of the oldest human instincts on Earth. Older than cities, older than agriculture, older than civilization itself. And the next story may completely change how you see yourself. For 300,000 years, humans evolved around fires, not feeds, tribes, not timelines. Real people, not profiles. For most of history, humans belonged to groups that knew everything about them, their fears, their habits, their strengths, their weaknesses, their stories. Modern life gave humans comfort, technology, safety, entertainment, but somewhere along the way, many humans lost the thing their brains evolved to need most, each other. And maybe that's why modern life feels so strange sometimes, because deep down, part of you still belongs in the ancient world, beside a fire, surrounded by humans who know your name.